Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today, we want to share something with you through this video. Is that we want to share stories about small cities in China. We have heard and read countless stories about how China's big cities are growing so fast and so well. But stories about China's smaller cities seem to be rare because China has more than over 600 cities and 1,000 counties, which contains the lives of over 800 million people. But all those cities and how the people living there are rarely seen online. So, we want to show you the real life of ordinary people in small cities in China, their cities and their lives, because every different places has its unique particularities. We want to show you these particularities to everyone, to show you a more diversified China. Okay, today we are going to walk into the first city we want to talk about, which is also my hometown city. A small city, Neijiang. It's in Sichuan Province of China. I want to share with you the unique places where people live in this little known small city and how ordinary people live in this city. Let's get started. We are now departing from the Chengdu East Station to Neijiang. We choose a high-speed train because it is more convenient and cheaper than driving. The ticket price is only like 74 yuan. It's like 12, 13 US dollars. Yeah. And the travel time is about 30 to 40 minutes. So I just got out from the high-speed train. It's very convenient. It only takes like 30 minutes. The taxi stand is right downstairs from the exit of the high-speed railway station, which is very, very convenient. 现在跑车跟以前比怎么样嘛，师傅？
省一个屁！
现在人都不让出来了。
哎，现在的网约车、自行车、电瓶车嘛。
哦，当真啊，还有电瓶车。现在稍微近点都可以直接去骑电瓶车，都不需要打车了。
啊。
哦，当真，那个还要影响一部分收入。
哎，尤其是往夜班，以前夜班的时候，12点钟、10点钟，那头都有头生意。
现在都晚上那些人不出来耍了吗？
还有一个，他那个。骑自行车的有好大一部分嘛，
哦，当真啊！
啊，往人家骑自行车。
现在内江的那个自行车很多嘛，就电动自行车。
7万个。What?
So this is a new electronic scooter that's taking over the streets. They're so easy to use. You just take a phone out and just scan the code and go. You can go 20 to 50 kilometers on a single charge. They are killing the taxi businesses in our town. Times change, and some industries get left behind. 但电动车带到酒驾可能还是要遭，只要带得少嘛。
只要你不挑衅他，有个骑自行车的嘛，他还去挑衅
警察，
挑衅警察，他说的，看警察在查酒驾噻，我喝了酒你还查我噻，好，警察就当然就把他查了。也就当然就把他举了。全中国就只有内江里面才有可以用碱的，你晓得不？
可以用啥子？
碱。
哦，用碱，哎，对对对，内江的面的碱味是很重。
只有内江的面
可以用碱啊。
哎，可以用碱，那些地方的面都不允许用碱。
So I just get off the taxi. I think you guys already know a little bit about this city from the conversation. The funny thing in China is that Actually, the fastest way you want to learn or know about a city, you just take a taxi and talk to a local driver. You'll get so much information from them. Seriously. Next time if you come to China, you can try. Just take any taxi in that city and talk to the driver. Neijiang people, this city is a small city. We think we have the best noodles of the world. No shit, seriously. But the noodles in here are really famous. Really famous. I mean, Sichuan Province, everybody knows the Neijiang beef noodles is one of the best of the Sichuan noodles. But my perspective, I think is the best. Seriously. So, Neijiang beef noodles are the specialty of Neijiang, Sichuan Province, and as known as the top snack in Bashu. Bashu means Sichuan Chongqing. So, they are made with the Neijiang alkaline wet noodles, beef bone broth, breast beef, and the toppings like chili oil and scallions. The noodles are smooth and chewy, and the broth is spicy and flavorful. In Sichuan and Chongqing, Neijiang beef noodles are generally considered to be the best noodles. So for this small city, the noodles have become a kind of like calling card. If you ever come to this city, be sure to have a bowl of beef noodles. Now I'm gonna ask the boss a few questions. Because this is my high school. So I eat here pretty often when I was in high school. 哎，老板，你们在这开了好久了？
开了10多年了。
10多年了哇！我以前高中时候就在这吃。
这边炒的是东面西的。
哎，有6种的，我基本上回来都要过来吃。现在生意还是好了，都是娃娃在吃。那你们一天早上一般几点钟起来准备哦
5点钟嘛，5点钟就要起来。
5点钟就起来，那你们几点关门完？
晚上7、8点钟。
7、8点钟啊！你们，反正我记得你们好像是内江第一家嘎，江式牛肉面。
对。
没有，对的。好的，谢谢。Here we are. We have the street of noodles. So we even have a statue of noodles in here. I can show you guys. This is a statue of noodles. We can take a close look. This street is full of noodle shops. Let's count them and see how many are there. We'll probably miss a few though, because there are some in the back streets. So we'll just do a rough count. 内江红烧牛肉面。You can see some of the noodle shops are closed right now. That's because some of them only sell in the morning. They think that's the best way to guarantee fresh ingredients and flavor. This noodle shop is a little different. They sell freshly made noodles. As I mentioned before, Neijiang noodles are special because they're made with the alkaline water. Oh, this one is 铺盖面. This one is a very special kind of noodles. 铺盖面 is a very special noodle dish from Sichuan Province. It is named after its large flat noodles, which are about the size of the bed sheet. The noodles are made from a dough of the wheat flour and alkaline water, which gives them a unique chewy texture flavor. This one is very special. Okay, I think this is the end of this street. Yeah, I think this is the end of the street. So we have like a 14. We have like a 14, like the 14 noodle shops within one street. I think it's over like 800 meters. This street. It's not that long, but we got like so many noodle shops, and I think they founded so many years, at least 20 years. Maybe some of them like 10 years, but yeah, most of them are over 20 years, that's for sure. Yeah, it's a city of noodles, I would say. Oh, this is a very special noodle shop. It's called a 回味面馆. Their signature dish is called 炝锅面, which is a very special clear noodle soup that is very fresh and tender. This noodle shop has been open since 1985 and it's been around for almost 40 years. They don't have any other branches, and people from all over come here just to try their noodles. I've had the noodles from all over, but this 炝锅面 is really something special and unique. Now, let's take a look at Neijiang's former commercial center. It's called 四方块. It means square because the shape is square, so it's called 四方块. As you can see, it's currently being demolished. There are still some street vendors here, like sale markers, goldsmiths, and food sellers, but they are much fewer than they used to be. And most of the people you see on the streets in this area are middle-aged and elderly. There are not many young people around this area. Now we're at what might be Neijiang's most famous snack street. There are so many delicious snacks here that have been around for decades. This street is called 工商街, Gongshang Street. Especially at night, there are even more snacks to be found. It is a must-visit street in this city. This neighborhood has basically retained the appearance from decades ago. And one more thing, actually my primary school is in this street. I'll show you guys later. Oh, these potatoes. This little shop is called number 6 primary school potatoes. Because this is near the number 6 primary school in Neijiang, so it's called number 6 primary school potatoes. This is a very classic Neijiang snack. I've been eating their fries since I was a kid. This place has been around for at least 20 years. Wow, time flies, huh? By the way, this school is my primary school. Oh, this one is another famous local snack, roast glutinous rice cake and ice jelly. It's very local and has been around for many years. I mean this shop. Next up is my favorite snack on this street. I almost always have to eat it every time when I come back to Neijiang. This snack has been made by this family for 5 generations. This shop has been around for over 40 years. This master Lee has been working here since I was in this primary school at least 20 years ago. He's still here today. Now you can see him. Honestly, I've tried some very high-end cuisine in different places, but when I look back on the past, it's always a taste of these artisan chefs who stick to their beliefs that I remember the most, honestly. Let's keep walking. You can see that there are a ton of delicious snacks on this street, and many of them have been around for at least like 10 or 20 years. What I'm saying is that in this small city of Neijiang, people might not go out to play, to travel, or to buy a lot of fancy things, but they will definitely come out and to eat. It's in the city's DNA. Oh, this one is funny. This is Chinese street barber shops. These barber shops are typically small and simple, but the barbers are very skilled because you just have very few tools. All you got is your skill. Back in the day, street barber shops play a very important role in people's lives. They not only provide people with convenient barbering services, but also provide people with a place to chat and exchange ideas. Everybody, now we're at the Sichuan street. I mean, this street is very, very famous in here. I really want to introduce this street to you guys because like back in 20 years ago, this street is pretty chaotic. Because actually, like back in 20 years ago, this street is kind of like so many like a mini karaoke thing, so many bars together just around this area. So at night there are so many fights. At night after people get drunk or something. So it's very interesting, but now it's very, very safe now. While I'm shooting the video, I ran into my uncle, who is now a city inspector on Sichuan Street and is in charge of some street work. I want to talk about this job, this city inspector, because it's very special. In China, this is called 城管. In English, I assume is urban management officers. They are the people who keep the streets clean, safe, and orderly. They are the law enforcers who make sure people follow the rules on the streets. They often seen patrolling on the streets, make sure the people not doing things like littering, blocking the sidewalk, or selling goods illegally. We found a recycling center at the end of this street. In small cities in China, there are a lot of recycling centers just like this one. Many old people collect scrap metal and other recyclable things from the streets and the communities to sell for extra income. 不是师傅，像这种一天收得到好多钱哦？
收不到钱，
收不到多少钱啊？
现在嘛，几个块钱。
还有辛苦，你们早上几点钟开门啊
7点半。
7点半。晚几点钟关门啊？晚上几点钟关门呢？
还不6、7点吗？
哦，那还是干多久哦？啥时候收嘛？
这收有些卖的收噻，卖不收的不收。
哦。
天生有不？
好的，谢谢啊。So, after a day of exploring the Sichuan area, which is downtown area, we decided to check out the East District the next day, which is Dongxinqu. Overall, the East District is like a new city center of Neijiang, with the latest shopping malls, updated infrastructure, and more complete entertainment places. The East District is separated from the downtown area by a river, but each time we cross the bridge, it feels a little different. Anyway, let's explore the East District together now. We decided to take the ferry across the river from the downtown area to the East District. That's because we hadn't been on this ferry ages. You know, in old days, when there were no bridges, the only way to get across the river was by boat. Now there are 5 bridges, but I'm glad the ferry service is still around. I think it's a symbol of the city's history. And while we were waiting for the ferry, we saw some people swimming in the river. I remember when I was a kid, there were always people swimming in the river. But now, due to the pollution, there are very, very few people swimming in it. Now I'm at the Neijiang CBD. It's, I think, the most important commercial center right now. So many people at night. I'll show you guys. This is the most important commercial center in Neijiang right now, the Wanda Plaza. Actually, this is a real estate brand, the Wanda Plaza. Everybody knows this in here in China. And this one, it was built about like 80 years ago, and the construction of the commercial center has driven the economic development in the surrounding area and accelerated the development of the entire East District in Neijiang. Especially at night, this area looks no different from a first-tier city in China. It has a very mature infrastructure and a rich variety of living activities. If you're in Neijiang, trust me, you have to try the local fish. The fish in Neijiang is very unique. It's amazing. I don't know how to describe that flavor, but just amazing, both in terms of the ingredients and the way of cooking. So let's order some fish for dinner tonight. We ordered 3 dishes. The first dish is 子姜牛肉丝. The English translation would be baby ginger beef, because this is a popular dish in Sichuan that's made with baby ginger and beef and some special ingredients. I don't know. The second dish is the main event of the night, Neijiang style cuisine carp. This cuisine carp is marinated with a variety of ingredients, including scallions and chives. The broth is red, which means it has been cooked with special chili peppers and other spices. Despite all the marinade, the fish is still so tender and delicious. It's a must-try dish, I promise. Oh, here comes a very, very special meal. It's called fish balls. Here we call spicy fish balls. This one is very famous in Sichuan. For me, I think this is a must try for any fan of spicy food, you know. This one is made with fish balls and green and red peppers and Sichuan peppercorns. This one is, I don't know if you ever tried, you understand the uniqueness of this, because the fish balls are boiled until cooked, then stir fried with the peppers and the Sichuan peppercorns, so the flavor just so unique. It's one of my favorites. In a short time, we've given you a brief introduction to the small city of Neijiang. As you can see, it has a new side and an old side. We've only shown you a fraction of what this city has to offer. After all, it's a city of 1 million people. Many Chinese cities are like Neijiang, with a mix of new and old. There are well-developed new neighborhoods, and there are old neighborhoods that have preserved their traditional character. Every city is so complex and unique in its own way. I hope that viewers of this video will understand that China is a very complex country with its own unique character in every place and city. If you really want to know China, you should experience these small cities. After all, it is these small cities with their large populations that represent the vast majority of Chinese people.
Yeah. Come on, baby. One more time.